Oh, what's up, solutionaries? We getting into it tonight. Trump's Epstein response is a fucking disgrace. I'm trying to tell y'all the Tonight Show. I'm pissed, y'all. I'm pissed. I feel disrespected. We gonna get into it. What's up, everybody? You know the routine. When you come in, let me know where you're from. Let me know what platform you're watching in the comment section. But we're going to talk about this Epstein thing. It seems like every time I try to not do some Trump content because I don't want to be the Trump derangement syndrome having ass dude, this administration do something else that I got to talk about, that we have to discuss. Americans need to make sure that they're addressing this and addressing it honestly, not from a place of Trump derangement syndrome, not from a place of Trump dick riding syndrome. Okay? Because it seems like a lot of you are on one side of this aisle. 1 minute you're meat gobbling Trump. Some of you, when you can't stop, some of you letting them live rent-free in his head. So I got to make sure that we talk about these things objectively and give very, very direct situation from what's going on. And we got it right here. Let's play it. Let's get right into it. We're going to jump right into it. We ain't going to play around with it. Let's play it right now. Let's see what he's talking about. You want to waste the time and feel like it's. I don't mind answering. I mean, I totally ask a question at a time like this, but when having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas, it just seems like a desecration. Oh, it's not coming through? Oh, y'all telling me this now? Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna play it back. Y'all telling me the audio ain't coming through? Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Y'all hearing that? Oh, that's whack. It's not coming through the audio source. Are people still talking about this guy? This great? That is. Do you want to waste the time and feel like it's? I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration. But I'm gonna find. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna break it down real quick, but I'm gonna also tell y'all real quick. Let me find it on something else. Here's the reality, guys. The reality is simply this. Trump is trying to distance himself. If you follow me on X, follow me there. Let me hit play on this real quick because I might be able to find it here. Boom, here we go. 1 second, guys. All right. I don't know what's just going on there, but y'all know the word. Y'all already heard it. Trump done jumped out there and said, yo, why are y'all asking me about this Epstein guy? What reasons do you guys have to ask me anything about this shit? That's where we at right now. Let me find out. Let me switch to this real quick. I want y'all to see this, and we're gonna go through all of this tonight. Okay? Let me share the screen real quick. Guys, we are talking about something that has been prolific. It has been talked about and discussed for the last 10 years. 10 years as it relates to this thing is insane. Y'all remember that one lady? She jumped out there and she said, I think it was on ABC or something like that. And in that video, she was saying, I had this story and ABC and Disney would not let me air it. I had this story. when the Epstein charges first came out, however many years ago, she said, "Man, I had that story 3 years ago. I mentioned it to somebody, and the story got killed." So come to find out, for years you got this story of somebody being the most prolific human trafficker of all times. Okay, I'm gonna find it on the link. Somebody email me that link. Admin, email me the Trump Slams reporter for asking. Send it to the Gmail. Send it to the Gmail. I want to pull this up too, so y'all can see it. I want to pull this up so y'all can actually see it. Email it to me at my Maj Toure Gmail joint. Listen, y'all, we're talking about something that this actual president, all of the people that's doing the 180 for years, they campaigned on this. And I'm listen, I don't let politicians get me all riled up, but it ain't about this politician. It's about this blatant lie and this absolute disrespect to the American people. That's what tonight's show is going to be about. This show is going to be about that. Matter of fact, I'm going to let y'all call in. Anybody that got some smoke for me, tonight is going to be a call-in show. We're going to go through a few of these things, okay? We're going to go through it. I got the email here. Yeah, man. It ain't, no. We ain't letting that ride. We can't let that ride. I need y'all to see this. I need y'all to 100% see what he's talking about here. This is the most prolific human trafficker of all time. They campaigned on this being the thing. They campaigned on draining the swamp. They campaigned on justice. If this isn't finding justice for women that have been sexually assaulted, underage girls that have been sexually assaulted, if this ain't justice, I don't know what is. But magically, you not only get in your right after the people say, Elon say, hey, the reason why he ain't it's not coming out because he's on it. All right? He says that. Let's share this one. He says that. Oh, the reason why it ain't coming out is because Elon. In the process of saying that, now all of a sudden, Elon takes it back. Now, not then a week later. Oh, couple of weeks. Oh, you know what? It ain't nothing on the list. It ain't no list. It ain't no people. It ain't no this. Matter of fact, Jeffrey Epstein is a figment of your imagination. This is how stupid they think the general public is. So that's why tonight I'm upset because not only we went through that, and I thought I was done with this case. I thought I was done with it. I was like, all right, cool. It may be a question mark, da. And then Donald Trump says this. Let's play it.
One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for an American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse case of Megan Stats?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, could I just interrupt for 1
Sure.
second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I
So-
did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention.
I'm gonna pause it right there. I'm hoping y'all could hear that when I pulled it up from the internet, and I hope y'all can hear it. Basically, Trump is saying, "How dare you ask me a question?" The question had something to do about, hey, was there any information or anything leading to Epstein maybe having something to do with intelligence? And the rumor, and I gotta be careful when I say some of this, y'all, because listen, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm just not trying to get lumped in with the it's everything is the Jews. Like, I'm not there. I'm not there. Do I think that the APAC has a lot of hands in a lot of things in American politics? Absolutely. But I also know that the Chinese government has a lot of hands in things in the American government. So I want to be careful, because when I say Mossad and I say this and that, people try to package it like I'm on some anti-Semitic shit. And how? I'm a Semite. So no, that ain't the case. So now that that homework's out of the way, okay? The question was asked to Pam Bondi. The question was asked to Pam Bondi. It seems mighty crazy that Trump just felt the need to have to jump in there and, hey, can I answer this one real quick? Okay? To almost deter other people or journalists from asking questions about damn near one of the largest cases ever. It's definitely a mystery to it. Okay? So he gets defensive. He says all of this, but let's not get it twisted, Donnie. Let's not get it twisted, Donnie. Okay? You 1,000% campaigned on presenting the Epstein list. You 1,000%. Let's keep it real. So it's actually disrespectful to the American people and journalistic integrity when people are asking questions about a legitimate thing that you fucking campaigned on. Now all of a sudden why are we still talking about Epstein? You talked about Epstein on the campaign trail in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. It might have actually been on one of those, it might have been a debate stage. I'm gonna find out. But I remember he was asked about Epstein. Oh, he's got a lot of trouble. That guy's got a lot of trouble. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This right here, if y'all tapped into the show, again, if you're tapping in, you're welcome to the Maj 2 ratio. Support the work. If you're watching on X, please make sure you quote it all over the place. Just do a quick quote post for me. Spread the word so we can talk about these things as free as possible, because X still a little bit shadow banned. Let's keep it real, right? So please do that for me. But we talked about this yesterday on the show, and again, I thought I was done with it. I don't want to make our whole thing about Trump all of the time. But he's the leader of the so-called free world, so-called. More taxes and more incarceration than any other nation in the world. But nonetheless, we won't get into all of that right now. Topic for another show. But I see you talking about the thing that you campaigned on, and now all of a sudden, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal now. I can't believe that you guys are talking about the guy that magically killed himself. We have no footage for it in a secure facility. He sold children and minors to no one. Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for 20 years for helping him sell the clients to the children and people to no one. But it's not that big of a deal. This is more offensive to me than some of the other questions that I got around Doge. I can understand an Elon Musk alpha, or used to being treated like an alpha, butting heads with the president. I can get the richest dude in the world on paper, because I don't think any of these people have more money than the Saudi oil motherfuckers. Another sidebar for another day, okay? I don't think that the on paper richest dude in the world that's used to being handled like a king, okay? I don't think that person understands and knows how to deal with another person that's used to dealing with as a king. I think Trump goes, I'm going to hold him on around until shit gets starting to get too hectic. And this is why I'm a little bit more incensed tonight. When I start bringing out the good words for anger, like incensed, when someone becomes professional with their angry explanations, you know it's real. When I am incensed about something like this, it's not about the regular run-of-the-mill thing. It's about the disrespect. I understand so-called alpha males, because I don't think either one of them could fight. I don't think either one of them could change their oil. I don't think either one of them could protect their people if they need to. So I can't all the way give them the alpha. So I'm going to say so-called based on the wallet, all right? Based on the zeros. But if I understand those type of personalities bumping, especially with Elon and his autistic ways and da-da-da-da and used to be, I get that. So I'm not going, that ain't going to upset me. What upsets me is you trying to attack journalists for asking questions, almost disrespecting them, as if he, the journalist, was attempting to disrespect somebody. by asking a legitimate, you're supposed to get to the bottom of this. This gets me upset equally as I see so many of these fake ass influencers, because they're not really influencers. They paid. They repeaters. But anyway, when they now trying to come at Tucker Carlson's journalistic integrity for interviewing the president of Iran, as if Qatar bought him out. Da, 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 da. No, nobody. Absolute journalist wants to talk to every single person and get all sides of the story. This is an attack on journalism. This is definitely disrespectful to the American people. And what's the most thing that gets me the most perturbed, another smooth ass, high vocabulary word for upset a little bit. What gets me perturbed is the real deal is now I gotta go let y'all watch what CNN is saying about Trump's and his administration's evolving stance on the Jeffrey Epstein case. Let's play this, y'all.
The Epstein files, that post by Elon Musk this afternoon, gets at a serious question, prompted by MAGA fans, among others, after the Justice Department asserted in a memo that convicted sex offender and multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein did not blackmail high-profile clients, was not murdered before he was found dead in his jail cell in 2019, and in fact had no client list. Despite the fact that the very same administration officials are now asserting there is no there there, many of them were the ones ginning up the controversy before President Trump was reelected, and while they were in office. The Justice Department memo, first obtained by Axios, also comes 1 month after the billionaire Tesla founder took to his platform X as his alliance with President Trump dissolved. Quote, time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason why they have not been made public.
That is the real reason why they have not been made public. I can't skirt past that. I tried to skirt past that a little bit when Elon said what he said. I ain't let it all the way go, but I'm like, all right. Here's the funny part. Today, Elon replied to somebody on Twitter. I got the post somewhere on my phone. Because, people be deleting shit. They delete tweets. This tweet right here about Elon has been since then deleted. Okay? That's happened. That has happened. So, today, Elon says, because, Steve Bannon's been jumping out there. Oh, defending Trump. Right? He replied to somebody and said, Bannon is on the Epstein list as well. My question is, why ain't nobody suing Elon? That's an easy bag. If not for nothing else. That's an easy bag. Elon said, what? He said, I did what? Oh, let's get the lawyers on the phone. Let's get these lawyers, let's get it real. Let's get the real bag. Let's hit him for 50 million, we'll settle for 10. Get the attorneys on the phone. Bang. Why? Why not? But don't nobody want to talk about that. But I kind of skirted with it a little bit because I was like, ain't no big deal. But now y'all got me quoting and playing CNN. This is so bad that now I got to play CNN for people to because the influencers and the so-called conservative influencers, they mums the word on this. They either like Elon today, they don't. They like Trump, but they not going to be all the way. Let's listen a little bit more.
Public, unquote. Musk deleted that post 2 days later, but the new memo has Musk posting this meme, among others. It's a guy putting on progressively more clown makeup with the text, we will release the Epstein list. We just need more time. The Epstein list is on my desk. There is no Epstein list with full clown regalia. The desk part refers to a February clip. The list is on my desk. A February clip from Fox that was played of Pam Bondi. Take a listen. The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
I want to be very clear. I'm going to run that back because there was some questions about that. I think I got Bobby said this yesterday. Was she asked about the Epstein flight logs or was she asked about the Epstein client list? I want you to listen. I just ran it back. Let's listen to it all again in slow motion and all of that. If y'all can't hear it, let me know. I'm going to figure it out. I think y'all can hear the content now. Let's listen.
played of Pam Bondi. Take a listen.
Listen.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on the desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
But here was Attorney General Bondi earlier today.
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
Trump was asked about the memo today by a New York Post reporter.
Come on, son. Y'all had a quick conference before the press conference. You worked on your talking points a little bit. You added a little context. Stop it. Stop it. Again, we gonna have a conversation tonight. Today's show, we gonna do a call-in show. Cause I want one of you motherfuckers. I want one of y'all. I'm objective as they come. I'm telling you. For years, I like Trump. I'm not a person that's gonna act like I ain't like Trump and this, that, and the third. I ain't gonna do that. But I can't wait for one of y'all to jump out here and try to figure out a way to defend this bullshit. It's just back to this. They are looking as incompetent as the Biden administration. Remember how Jean-Pierre, whatever her name was, the other press secretary, would just get to fumbling and stumbling and talking about nothing and and then before her it was Jen Psaki. Oh, we gonna circle back Psaki. Circle back Psaki. They looking like them right now. Tweedledee and Tweedledum looking motherfuckers. Bongino, who I know and have respect for, I've done his show a few times. Cash Patel, when I seen the Sean Ryan, I said, oh man, he on it. He on it. They went from rock stars in my eyes. And some of y'all might still think they rock stars. Please call in tonight. I'm going to let y'all know when it's time to call in. Okay? When you call in, you can go live, like video, or you can just do audio, whichever way you want to do it. But I want somebody to jump in there because I'm a little upset and I need to take some aggression out. Okay? Some of y'all got to be the sacrificial lamb. We're going to Illuminati you tonight. Some of y'all getting sacrificed to the Illuminati, right? We're going to get me 2 Bentleys. Some of y'all getting sacrificed tonight. When y'all jump out there talking about that this makes sense in any way, shape, or form, this is absolutely disrespectful to the American people, in my view. And again, the biggest thing is y'all have me, meaning this Trump administration, has me posting CNN, and we all know they hate Trump and they ain't the most credible, and they left us in crazy as hell. But this administration gave them so much ammo that they're able to do a 7-minute timeline on this administration's contradictions around this Epstein shit. And I wouldn't be talking to y'all tonight about this if Trump wouldn't have just did what he did to that reporter, man. When we starting to get this Mr. Fake News. This is Mr. Fake News. Everybody support the work. Support the work at the Solutionary Center, self-defense, health, and real-life skills that empower our community. Donate here. Y'all see that right there? Listen, it's 345 of us in the show tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Guys, we need about 700 donors, 730 donors at the $100 level. If you can donate to keep our work going, to keep our classes going, we got till August the 1st, but we got to unfortunately come to an end. But y'all not going to let that happen. We all going to pitch in. You get some value from the show tonight. Support the work. Speaking of supporting the work, Super Weapons, what's up, bro? With the $5 super chat. He says Trump basically pulled that move when a dude cheats on his girl and gets caught and says, why you asking me about that? Or a cheating girl when you go through the phone and they say, why you was touching my phone? That's what he's doing. We got our brother Bearded Cyclops with the $9 super chat, $9.99. Appreciate that. Cyclops don't be saying nothing. Hey, brother, I put that energy, that positive energy out for you today, brother. I was thinking about you when I was jumping rope, man. Positive energy to your family, your loved ones, all of that shit. That shit about to fade like a motherfucking cloud, my brother. I appreciate you. All right, Gorillas and Guns, what's up? Let's go back to this real quick. Need y'all to see this on the screen. Support the work. Support the work. 357 folks in the chat. If 357 folks in the chat give $10, we get $3,500. Thank you all for the support. I'm going to be doing that periodically through the show. And we're also going to do a call-in here shortly. Now, listen, this is what I'm hearing too. Alex Jones is now saying Trump is holding back on the list so he can now blackmail the pedos. Listen, I've done Alex Jones' show. I've been to InfoWars. I like their setup. Their setup is amazing. I would like to replicate that, and I will, and I'm working on it now. But Alex Jones, you're fucking wrong here. My brother, Alex Jones, you're 1,000% wrong. It's not even a conversation. Oh, he holding it back to blackmail the pedos. Blackmail the pedos into what? See, that's that QAnon shit. Remember in 2020 when they was talking about all of this military tribunals and digging tunnels and all of this other shit? And I like Alex Jones. Alex been giving us good energy since the 90s. And I hate that they hit him and sued him for $1 billion and all of that. So I understand him aligning with Trump and or Elon because, like he said, that's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. And they might support, ain't nothing for somebody to send you, a billionaire to send you a couple hundred or $1 million. Okay? You talking about he's now using it to blackmail the pedos. Why would you need to blackmail the pedophiles to do anything? That just means you're doing the same shit that an intelligence asset, if he is, or a blackmailer would do. That ain't no fucking flex. That ain't no flex. That's you just, now I got the juice. That's you. That's the Lord of the Rings. You're supposed to cast that into the fire, champ. Cast it. Cast it into the fire. No. That's what that is. You thought you were strong and righteous enough to hold the ring? Okay? You got the ring, you got the black book, the client list, and now you're like, I'm going to just hold on to this for safekeeping. Stop it. Stop it. Alex, love you, brother. No, absolutely not. I did. I worked at, y'all don't know that I'm actually a geek. I'm a nerd for real, for real. Y'all never seen a political show with somebody that's kind of ratchet, kind of intelligent. I'm really intelligent, but kind of handsome when I don't look like an absolute caveman, right? That's kind of a nerd, and you never seen him tie in a Lord of the Rings reference. You never seen it. That's what you get the Maj Toure show, baby. Okay? Lord of the Rings mention. I'm going to figure out if there's going to be a way that I could work in The Wire and Game of Thrones. So the holistic approach is complete, okay? But let's listen to a little bit more, guys. Let's tap it in.
Expressed indignation.
Talking about Jeffrey Epstein, this guy's been talking about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Mr. President, the reason people are talking about this guy is because people serving in the highest levels of your administration have been talking about this guy for years and talking about how the Epstein list needs to be released. Here's then Republican Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance in October 2024. Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism. This is the way that I put it. But we release the list. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing. Here's Kash Patel on a podcast just over a year before he became FBI director.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history? Simple, because of who's on that list.
Dan Bongino, a former Secret Service agent turned right-wing podcaster, is now the FBI deputy director. Here he is on his show in February. He was named deputy director.
So audio's trash. My bad, y'all. Okay, I'm going to stop playing that right there because y'all saying the audio trash. I don't even know how we're going to work the call-in lines. Throw me the call-in line, somebody, so we can get that up there. Super Weapons with the $5 super chat says, since I'm a nerd, I got to put you on Attack the Titan Season 4 in particular. The anime is very relevant to our modern world. My guy Mo Productions set me up for that. If you guys don't know, one of my good buddies is a guy that gets me some of these podcasts and shows and stuff like that. The Mo Productions. He's usually in here. He's not in here right now. But anyway, he put me on to Attack on Titan. I don't know what season exactly, but basically they're saying this CNN is saying, here's the person that said the Epstein client list is real. When before they got into this administration, they used J.D. Vance, they used Kash Patel, they used Dan Bongino, and a few other people. These guys are lying, y'all. They're lying. And I'm going to say this, and this is a little bit contradictory on my part, okay? This is contradictory on my part. I was low-key going to ignore this to a certain extent because I just got tired of hearing about it. I just got tired of hearing about it. Trump. And maybe that's the tactic, to overwhelm us with so much Trump that you're like, listen, bro, there's other things going on in the world, it's that, and the third. So I wasn't going to talk about it. I wasn't going to say anything about this. And then Trump jumps out there and says this to this journalist, and by extension says this to the American people. Why the fuck you still talking about this Epstein dude? Talk about me. Talk about my greatest hits. Now, most of you are watching on X. Okay, let's see how many people. If you want to be a part of this, on the screen right now, there is the StreamYard link for you to tap in and be on the show. Okay, it's my first time doing this, so it's a little choppy. You'll see my audio. I'm making it do with what it do with what I got. Okay. Jump over to YouTube. You can hit that link, see it as a hyperlink, and you can call in. Okay. If you got some disagreement for me on this, give it to me. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. But I want you to have a voice. Okay? I want you to have a voice. If you decide that you want to show up and you want to show up video, you can. If not, you don't have to. Okay? My real name is made up. Hey, my real name is made up. Sean has been supportive of our work for some time now. I appreciate you, my brother. I'll be seeing it. Now I can put a face to the name or a social media page to the name. And you've been supportive of our work, so I want to say thank you for that. I appreciate you tremendously. Avenger's Guide to the Galaxy says, I'm on YouTube and the audio is good. I think the audio is just bad when I play the video clips. Or is that what you're talking about? Because I thought it was working. Bookworm says, our government is run by pedos. It's starting to look more and more like that. I try not to throw that languaging onto somebody because where I'm from, you toss somebody in the Yamin, you toss a label on them, you got to be able to stand on that and prove it. It's like calling somebody a rat. You got to, with the paperwork. You feel me? So I tried to push away from that, but it's looking more and more like it. And I still don't want to put Trump in that category. But he's responding mighty defensive to this situation. Our brother Bearded Cyclops says, bro, I all the way forgot to write something on the first one, but I'm going to have to ask why Epstein killed himself if he was about to be acquitted for lack of evidence. Oh my God, I have no clients. I better off myself. Quick, turn the cameras off so I could do this. Quick, 2 guards that are supposed to be watching me, leave, go on lunch. So I can kill myself, even though I'm just going to be chilling here for a little bit and then get exonerated. How does that make sense? Again, it's contradictory a little bit on my part because I didn't want to fully say all of these things, but I got to say them tonight. Because now it's turning into an attack on the American people, and I don't like it. I do not like it. Will, what's up, brother? Let's add Will to the stage.
That was good, man.
Because now turn yourself down a little bit, bro.
All right, let's see how I can do that. I'm like on a laptop. I'm not sure.
All right, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right,
well.
good. Go ahead.
Honestly, like, I agree with you. And since this whole thing started, I can tell that the Uniparty, that there's not really a choice in terms of like choosing a slave master. It's just the same thing that you get repackaged and branded.
Dang. So, okay, so do you think, from your perspective, do you think that he's on the list, and if so, to what capacity? Because I genuinely can't see why he would be so defensive about these things.
He's probably not the worst dude on the list, but probably has done some illegal stuff.
I don't know, bro. I think that this is my take. Here's me still. Somebody just said I'm giving the benefit over doubt. I'll go with that. I'm still giving the benefit over doubt. Okay. Oh, Bookworm says, not your mic. Turn your show down. Turn your volume of the show down. Not your mic, but the volume down on your show just a little bit. Here's what I think is happening, y'all. All right. And this is still me being very generous. In the middle of this frustration for this wildness, okay? I think that at the very best, the best case scenario, they want to hold on to that to blackmail. Alex Jones said blackmail the pedos, and I think that that's true in the sense of leverage it against other nations and legislation. And when we need a certain amount of votes in America, I'll pull this black book out and I tell them, yo, this you voting this way on the big beautiful bill, part 2. Okay? That's what I think. I do not think that there's no list, and I don't want to believe that Trump is on this list. I think that, I'll say it this way. I don't want to believe that Trump is a client. I in no way, shape, or form do I doubt that there's a flight log somewhere that Trump and Epstein kicked it on some flight log. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that that's far-fetched. I think, as we were talking about yesterday, I don't think that it's impossible to kick it with somebody and you don't know they a rat, then you find out they a rat. And then you're like, yo, you a rat. I can't fuck with you. And that's been a general theme. It's been, he was a member of Mar-a-Lago, meaning Epstein, and then he approached somebody improperly and Trump kicked him out of his whatever, right? That's been the running story. But I think that there is some flight list or some flight log or whatever, and Trump's there and da-da-da-da. And I think that he's trying to completely distance himself and say, absolutely not. It was. Chloe Blackburn says, wasn't Trump's phone number Epstein's phone? They was friends. They was homies for a little bit. And again, that does not necessarily, to me, produce evidence of wrongdoing. I said this earlier in one of the spaces that I did. We have to apply this same thought process, meaning people that initially advocated for Trump for his second term, not the second when he lost to Biden, but this one, right? Some of us have to acknowledge that. Myself, I'm going to be loud about it. I'm going to say, hey, main man is doing a 180. We not feeling the 180. This ain't what we voted for, and now we're speaking verbally against what he's doing. And if somebody tries to give you pushback, you say, listen, bro, if it's a female, listen, you dated a guy that you thought he was one way in the beginning. He turned out to be something else. You stepped away from him. That doesn't mean you were evil or stupid. That just means you trusted, you understood, you looked at things for a little while. The mask slipped over time and you was like, nah, no, thank you. Same street conversation happens with dudes. You say, yo, bro, you thought a dude was solid. You kicked it with him. Come to find out, you found out he was a rat or he was into something that you wasn't. You distanced yourself. Same thing here, but we got to be very, very open and vocal about that. So, Will, your thought process is he ain't the baddest guy on the list, but it's something there. What's making you say that or think that?
It's just that he probably would have done more.
What you mean? I can't hear you, Will.
I'm just not sure.
Oh,
like, how do I
Will said he ain't sure. All right, Will, what city you from?
New Jersey. I'm from like Central Jersey, like North Jersey.
So it's boring where you at, basically.
I don't go outside much. I'm an introvert.
Oh, Will's an introvert. Listen, y'all, call in, give me your perspective, especially if you got some smoke. All right, Will, I'm gonna put you down off the joint. I'm just telling y'all based off of what I see, okay? My job as a solutionary is to tell y'all what I see. call it up the middle, balls and strikes, and be very, very objective about this. This is in no way, shape, or form boding well for the Trump legacy in any way, shape, or form. It's just not. I don't see why the defense. I don't see what the process of how you went from first 2 weeks of this particular, what do you call it, administration, first 2 weeks, Alicia Keys, this girl is on fire. That first 2 weeks, he on fire. NBA jams in the 90s. He's on fire the whole time. Border security, bang, 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 bang. I thought he was going to go to Javier Milei route for a minute, especially after the success that Javier Milei has experienced in Argentina. You hanging out with libertarians. You running with libertarians. You come to the Libertarian National Convention. You kick it with Javier Milei. I'm thinking you going that way. Then come to find out you do a whole 180, and now it's culminated with this. You making CNN gain ratings again. You making CNN look credible. Who we got here? We got Vin Zinger. What's up, brother? Jump on and tell me your perspective on this, man.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on with them not showing the Epstein leaks. Either way, either there's favoritism going on, meaning that they're trying to make sure that they don't expose the Republicans on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you and Alex Jones said, blackmailing Fredos or whatever. Either way, I don't care. Whoever went to Epstein's Island and commit crimes against children are Republicans, Democrats, Hollywooders, male, female, whatever. All I care about is that they get what they deserve for what they do to children.
100%. 100%. Thank you for that, Vin Zinger. Appreciate you, man, for tapping in. I'm telling y'all, I'm agreeing completely with Vin Zinger. Now, my agreement, and I want y'all to read between the lines here, okay? Because we on YouTube, we on X, okay? We on Facebook. Zuckerberg ain't really been super free speech yet, even though he said he was on Joe Rogan, okay? Y'all to read between the lines here. These people need to be handled with extreme aggression and prejudice. I don't think that this gets fixed because of voting. I think that sometimes if you want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. You get what I'm saying? You know how the eggs, when you cracking the egg, all of the stuff leak out the top of the egg, it just start leaking out. If you want to make an omelet out of some types of situations, you got to crack a few heads of the egg open from a distance. Maybe to be able to see it a little bit, maybe through some sort of lens that maybe you could see the person better. Maybe the egg needs to be cooked. You might have to shake it up with a high velocity, at a high velocity first, to crack the egg open and get all of that stuff out to make the omelet. You dig me? That's my personal view. I don't think that it. I like an omelet. That's all I'm saying. I like omelets. Sit. AG Galaxy, what's up, man? What you thinking about this, AG?
Hey, what's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. I got a real quick thing here. Back when this originally happened, when he originally passed away, there was a guy on YouTube named Rusty Shackelford. He's since been mega banned, but he took a boat to Little St. James and flew a little DJI about 2 or 3 days after the event, right? And guess who was in a fresh polo shirt stepping out of a golf cart?
Who?
Mr. Epstein himself.
No.
Yeah, bro, look it up. It's still on YouTube. It's like, look, now that the videos come out, right? And they're like, oh, the video's all funky. Oh, look, these people got satellites. I used to work in computers and all that stuff. They can find the footage. They're not dumb. You know, now that the videos come out and everything, what actual evidence did you see with your eyes of him actually being dead and being taken out? The only thing you saw was a dude on a stretcher. He was laying on a stretcher like this. People took a picture of the guy's ear and put it to every single other picture of Jeffrey Epstein's ear, and your earlobe don't be changing, okay? It don't be changing. It didn't even look like him. And then guess what happened? A couple months later, Hillary Clinton was hanging out at I think it was a Red Sox game, and Jeffrey Epstein's twin brother, who was really fat, same face, was with her at the game. People got pictures of this stuff. It's all over the internet.
Yo,
I didn't know he had a twin brother.
Send me this chat. I need y'all to send me this. Cause
Look up Rusty Shackelford.
I saw the earlobe joint. I saw that and I was like, but my brain went to, all right, you know, again, I always push back and question a little bit. I went to, man, somebody could have did that with the AI and the Photoshop and the whoop.
For sure.
So I do that just to, you know, stay nice and balanced, right?
Just to ensure we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But again, that was 2019. The AI wasn't popping too hard.
I didn't see the Rusty Shackelford thing. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he got banned off of the internet, but people clipped the video, and now they have like kids like running on TikTok, running up to Little St. James to touch the building and run away. It's becoming real popular. So that's another thing I was going to say is that like a lot of people really straight up, they worship these people. They see them on TV. Oh my God, he's in a suit. He's rich. You got to knock all that off. You got to just see them as regular people. They take a, you know, it's crazy. People used to say that the people in North Korea were crazy because they believed Kim Jong-un. He didn't poop and he never changed clothes. He's always clean. I'm like, bro, that's no different than people here. They're taking your kids right out of your neighborhood, right in your face. And you're like, well, maybe he'll see me and like my post on Instagram one day. They're gone. So again, look on YouTube, Rusty Shackelford, Little St. James. A bunch of people start flying drones around it now because they have to get a Coast Guard boat to go chase them out and everything. And once the video's up, it's up. You know what I mean? And also, I think Disney cruises, correct me if I'm wrong, they actually had to stop at Little St. James for like certain cruises or something like that. It was on the website. People were talking about it for some years. It's a lot of weird stuff going on. So that's why I would tell people like, to not look at it in your way as you're looking up and like, oh, the history of America is like these people, they're just untouched. No, look at it. Like I said, Whitney Webb, I bought 2 of her books. I don't have it here with me right now. The history of, you know, the mob, the mafia. What did they just disappear one day and all that stuff? And then it rolls into the Epstein and all that stuff. Once you get the proper history, it might be boring at first. You'll start to really see people like, oh, it's just, I mean, think about any person that you don't like and how you view that person. Go in the same as on all these people, just not for hate, but for the purposes of clarity and understanding. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to get up here and be up here too long, but if you give me an email or something, I could send you, I have memes, I got the pictures, I got the side-by-side. And I'm Adventurous Guide to the Galaxy in the chat. I'll drop the YouTube link to the video of all the different of the Jeffrey Epstein stepping out the golf cart in YouTube. It's on the YouTube video, so I mean, it's still here. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And thanks for having me on. I love your videos. I share your stuff all the time. I be talking smack, but you know, I just joined X like a year and a half ago, and I've never had more fun in my life. I love the smack talk. It's great, and I also find a lot of communities that aren't about political or race stuff, and there's a lot of really interesting historical like researchers and stuff taking it very seriously. So that's why I appreciate X, because there's a lot of people on there that don't get the big views, they don't get the you know, all the stuff. Because like I said, I used to work military computers and hacking and all that stuff. So I could see stuff miles away. People don't even know how to work an iPhone. I'm like, where's the satellite at? You know, I used to do a lot of stuff. So we could have another talk later. But yeah, I'll definitely put it in the chat here. Adventures Guide to the Galaxy, man.
For sure.
Thanks.
I appreciate you, brother. Absolutely.
Yes,
put it in the chat too.
Yes, sir.
All right. Solutionaries, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. We are in a space where, and this is what happens on the show. I think we should be doing these call-in shows for daily. That, me personally. I feel like the call-in shows now need to be a component of the show. That's what I think. Because that's new information. Now, again, like I said, I saw the picture of him laying down with the earlobe, and I just was like, I don't know. I don't want to jump out there too. You know what I mean? But the information is out there, y'all. Now, again, I know y'all, some of y'all gonna be like, man, we went too far. Y'all going down that QAnon rabbit hole and all of this other stuff, right? I want to hear y'all on that, but at the same time, I want to say this: the topic of tonight is Trump's approach to this overall situation was 1,000% like wrong. It's just wrong, and maybe that's the reason why it was so blatant. Because not only is it, oh, yeah, he killed himself, and yeah, stop asking about him. Not because you're trying to blackmail, maybe because we don't want the American public to let people know that we lie and say, dude is dead, or we arrested him and X, Y, and Z. And in the process of all of that, we kind of just let him out. Maybe that's what it is. But I just know until all of the information is presented, if it's not, and you guys make a 180 like this, and you 1,000% campaigned hard on this, and I get it. Once you get in the room and you get the debrief, and the debrief says, because listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Where was Trump? Wait, first term, where was Epstein? Trump was in jail, or he was in jail right not long after he goes in. Okay, maybe, who knows? But all I'm saying is, once you get in that room and you get debriefed on new information, you have to withstand the credibility lost, even if you're right. Yo, we can't say Jeffrey Epstein's an alien. Who knows? He's an alien, and Mossad is really a spaceship agency with the lizard people. Whatever it is, whatever the extreme level of what that could be, right? If you do not share that with the general public, and then you respond defensively, and then you attack journalists for asking a question that all of America's asking, because you guys made such a horribly contradictory position take and move. Your pivot is insane. Your pivot is Hakeem Olajuwon. And the people got questions. If you don't tell the whole truth, you got to hold that L. We're going to take protocol. What's up, protocol?
What's up,
We're going to
God?
take protocol, and then right after this, guys, we're going to wrap up. Guys, let's get the likes up. If you're watching this on X, share it all over the place. It costs you nothing to share the space. As our brothers Andy Frisella and DJ say, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Quote post, okay? Help it out. I'm going to go to mute because I think I'm the echo when the other speakers are on. So protocol, jump in here. Give me your perspective on this Epstein thing, then we're going to wrap it up.
What's up, God, man? Peace to you, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all donate, man. Marge is doing some great-ass work, bro. We need to keep the Solutionary Center going, man. We need to keep all the Black Guns Matter work going. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Make sure you donate, man. It don't matter what you donate. Just throw it in, man, because the brother doing some great work. So shouts out to my brother, man. Keep doing your thing, God. Keep doing your thing. So here's my take. First of all, and you know, if you can't see my background, you know what I'm saying, folk, I fucks with 45. I ain't never really wavered. 45, 47, that's my guy. But right now, I got to say, my dog, you on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I said it earlier in the space, and I'm going to say it right now. You on some bullshit. And I was like Maj. I wasn't really going to say too much when the shit dropped yesterday. I was like, all right, man, they playing in our face, man. I'm just going to keep doing what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? My local mall just got shot up by some YNs. I need to get some shit taken care of. I'm not really worried about Trump right now. Didn't this motherfucker get on the screen this morning and essentially tried the fuck out of all of us, bro? Like we didn't have 4, 6, 8 years of him pushing and saying, you know what I'm saying, hey, it's some shit here. Epstein did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even he was a person who spoke up on the dirty shit that Epstein was doing, whether it was New Mexico, whether it was Florida, whether it was down in Little St. James Island, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's no there. Why the fuck are you talking about this still? You need to be talking about me and my wins, as Maz said, like, because that's exactly what he said. We got a tragedy going on. Why you want to talk about this and we got a tragedy going on? Well, nigga, since you say that, why the fuck you want to drop this shit while a tragedy going on? Like, you dropped this shit at the time that the tragedy was happening. So why ask me why I want to talk about this and not talk about the tragedy? And you the motherfucker that put this out during the tragedy. If you wanted me to talk about the tragedy and not this, then you could have sat on this shit, nigga. You could have just waited. It didn't have to come out then when it came out. But here's what I think, and it's on the premise of everything that y'all were saying as far as possibly being blackmailed, possibly being held over someone's head. What meeting came out the same? Who did he meet with the same damn day that they had this press conference? Bibi Netanyahu. He met with Bibi. And everybody knows, like, fuck the conspiracy theory or the speculation. Like, it's pretty much common knowledge that the motherfucker played with Mossad. Okay, it's common knowledge that he played with Mossad. So now it's like, all right, tell you what. In the same instance of, we got Candace Owens, and I'm not a big Candace Owens fan. I got my reasons, my personal reasons. But she just came out the other day and said, oh, France isn't trying to do a deal with Trump because I'm talking about Macron's wife. And he told Trump, hey, I'm not going to do shit until you check your bitch, okay? You need to check your bitch. You need to tell her to shut up. And when she shut up, then I'll do a deal with you. So, I'm looking at it. Candace just said this. And here we got BB. And BB, and we got Trump, who slickly, right, brought up the whole two-state solution shit when it came to Palestine and Israel, right? Somebody in the press asked about the two-state, and he was like, yeah, I don't know, I would like a two-state, but we got to ask BB. BB, what do you think about a two-state? So then he put him on the spot. And Trump Ben said that he wanted a two-state. He said this in the last term, right? Where he was like, yo, look, I met with the leaders over there in Palestine or in the Gaza Strip, and they want a two-state solution. Then I went and talked to BB, and he was like, fuck that two-state solution. Ain't no two-state solution. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got this at play. Now you got BB, who's like, well, I wouldn't mind as long as they didn't have the weapons to protect themselves, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, oh, okay, you playing ball. Then you came with this whole, oh, yeah. I got the Nobel Peace Prize offering to you, my brother. I nominated you for the Nobel Peace Prize, all right? So it's like, damn. No Epstein files after telling us all these fucking years, including the people who pushed the shit, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino. Oh, there's a list. We know it is. I got it on good authority. I got it on people that I know well. Boop, boop, boop. And then, oh, there's nothing here. There's no list. That shit didn't exist. So either you're lying to me now or you're lying to me then. And I fuck with you. But I gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? I got to check you on this because, first of all, I'm a nigga from Savannah, Georgia. You feel me? So I'm getting slack, point blank, period, for fucking with your ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting slack for fucking with you. So I gotta call you out on the real when you fuck up because my niggas already looking at me sideways for even fucking with you. So I will be remiss to not check you on your bullshit. Yeah, I like the MAGA accounts. Yes, I like the no taxes on tips. Yes, I like the no taxes on overtimes. I don't get paid overtime. I got my own business. I don't run overtime like that on myself. But I do get tips as a DJ, and I don't like having to pay taxes on that shit. So, look, yeah, I can rock with you on that. I can rock with you on the trade to Africa. Like, that's one of my biggest dreams anyway. So, prosper Africa, nigga. Yeah, I'm cool. But this Epstein shit, my nigga? Nah, cause we got to sit down and have a conversation. I got to do you like Sonny Johnson did when she went in the White House, my nigga. Like, I got to check you on the bullshit. And I know y'all gonna be unhappy, Pancake Boy and whoever else that are proud black conservatives that just eat Trump ass with a coffee stirrer, bro. That's not me. That's not me. I'm a real one, and I gotta check it. So I don't know what the fuck you got going on, but cause this shit ain't it. And you might have fucked around and cost yourself the midterms. I ain't even gonna hold it. Cause now your base is pissed. Your base is pissed because you really just played on their top. And now, if you look to my left, you got CNN on some, hey, look, y'all, here's his people. We didn't say it. He said it. They said it. This is what they did. That's not going to do nothing but help prop up their base and everything that they were saying. Oh, yeah, well, see, we told you, Don the Con. We told you he was a con artist. We told you that he was going to do this. And what the fuck can we say? But boy, let me light my blunt up, boy. Hey, what's up for the cookout, boy? What we got going? Like, shit. So, nah, man. That's where I'm at with it, bro.
So thank you for tapping in on that protocol. I 100% agree with you there. I think that first and foremost, give me something in the chat if y'all feeling these call-in shows. I'm feeling these joints. I like them. I like them. I think this should be the standard from here on out because I want to hear you guys' perspective. Here's how they win a lot, and I mean the media, the duopoly, the whatever, right? And that changes moment to moment, but still part of the same machine. They win because they don't understand that a lot of us feel the same way. Whether you are Trump's base, whether you are a Kamala Harris, Biden base, there's still certain things that we as Americans go. I just don't believe that the majority of us are not so far gone. We're just not. We're not so far gone that certain things we can't just go, nah, that's not right, bro. Nah, that's my guy, again, I read The Art of the Deal when I was in high school. That's cool and all, but this part I don't really rock with. More Americans are on that lane. I'm telling y'all, and traveling around the country, once you can have a genuine conversation with a person and you see the commonalities through the conversation and you can explain your positions a little bit more, most Americans are not as far as they, you know what I mean? They're somewhere a little bit more in the center. But when you hear more people from our different demographics, when you hear that, then you start to go, nah, that makes sense. Guys, listen, this has been amazing. I appreciate y'all off the tap, and I'm going to ask everybody to do me a huge favor. Listen, guys, we got 516 folks in here. 516 folks from X, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. I'm going to ask you all, listen, y'all, pay attention to this. We need 730 more donors at the $100 level. It's 519 of us in here now, okay? Everybody give $100. Now, what does that $100 go towards? Our work. Our work. Firearms basics, Second Amendment work, classes, conflict resolution, de-escalation, stop the bleed, all of the work that we've done over the last 7-8 years, actually maybe longer than that, because we first really started, our first event was during the first Trump campaign. So like 9 years. My point here is we are at risk of having to end the free classes because we're trying to buy this building. The owner's been very patient with us. We got to get this done. We got until August. If 500 of you donate $100, every donor over the $100 level, you're going to get the Solutionary University lifetime membership. That's access to our private group. That's all of the video modules. You take these modules at your own pace. That's the gun class. That's the understanding imminent threat class. That's the civics class. We got Bitcoin coming. We got prepping coming. We got welding coming. All of these classes, curriculums, and modules come to you for being a donor. When you donate, I'm going to have your email. I'm going to send you access. We need everybody's help, guys. Today's day 8 of July. We got a few more days, but every single day, if we can get as many people to donate at the $100 level as possible, we believe that you should get more for giving more, okay? Everybody gets that membership at the $100 level. I'm asking everybody to either A, donate at the $100 level and get the lifetime membership so you can get access to these types of communities. Because some of the people in the comment section are members of the Solutionary 9, are members of Solutionary University. They do the Solutionary 9 every day, okay? They're getting better. They're getting stronger. They're studying more, right? They have that feeling of my life is more organized. I've organized my life. I'm working out. I'm eating better. I'm drinking healthy. I feel better. There's umpteen amounts of stories that I got about that. So I want to encourage everybody to do that at the $100 level. That would be awesome. 500 people at $100, right? If we need 700, awesome. Now, if you can't donate at the $100 level, you saw the Bitcoin move, the 2 accounts. No. Tell me what you mean, Cyclops. If you can't donate at the $100 level, donate whatever you can. If 500 people donate $10, we can all do math. We have to get this building bought. I don't want to be the person that doesn't finish. I feel like we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can continue to shift the narrative as it relates to conversation, as it relates to media, as it relates to the shows, as it relates to these different voices. I'm definitely going to bring the talking part of the component of the show back. Like that's got to be a thing now, okay? We shift the narrative by working together, and I'm telling y'all, we need the help. Day 8, 23 or 24 more days left, however many left in the month of July. Everybody, givesendgo.com/solutionary. I just had it up there. I'm going to pull it up again. Givesendgo.com/solutionary. I need everybody to just go pitch in. If you can spend 100, Please spend 100. Don't wait till later. Don't say, oh, I'm going to do it when you're going to fall asleep. You're going to forget. You like me, okay? It will be awesome if we can get everybody to give at whatever level they can, but we definitely need the help, and we're going to be fundraising for the remainder of this month. I thank you all for tapping in. I will see you all tomorrow at the same time, youtube.com/Maj2Ray for the Maj2Ray Show. Thank you all for your perspective. I don't know what the topic tomorrow will be, but whatever it is, we're going to be talking about the solutions around it, and we appreciate you all for tapping in. Be safe, be solutionary.